What's up, y'all?
You weren't happy, you weren't satisfied. We could have worked it out, maybe
I
we
hear
could
that.
have tried.
Why her? I don't know who's on that is. What's up, y'all? We appreciate y'all for checking in with the G Spot podcast. Shout out to everybody that's checking in with us tonight. Make sure y'all like and follow the G Spot podcast page, and make sure y'all like and follow the RWR Live 365 page. Make sure y'all download the app so y'all can, if you can't watch, you can listen in all the time, any place, anywhere. It don't matter. Um, I hope everybody had a full safe weekend this weekend. Um, Last week I missed y'all. I had for people who do know, I lost my great grandmother, so I thought I was gonna be able to come on, but I'd really just need the rest because I've been running there since. But I appreciate y'all for checking in with us tonight. Tonight, man, we got a guest. She came in and joined us, man. We finally was able to get up together to do a show together. Do herself.
Hey y'all. So, my name is Passion. My name is Passion. I was on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
What do you think? Yeah.
I am originally from Pensacola, but this is my first time, like he said, meeting with Jen and being on the show. And so I think we're gonna have some great conversation tonight. And let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
I'm very interested.
Yeah, and then we got Corwin in the building tonight. If y'all don't know, Corwin is the graphic designer for our show, and he do a lot of different. He do a plethora of different things. So if y'all for all your creative needs, make sure y'all hit him up, man. The man did my great grandmother's obituary. Never did obituary before. Did my great grandma obituary. You should have saw my aunties, man. You would have thought we was already at the damn funeral. Even me, I had to go stand up and sit in the room on the bed. Shit, it was just crazy, man. Just the love that he put into his art as an individual. Not even just graphic design, but the brother he do art. So I appreciate you for coming on, especially last minute, literally last minute. How was y'all weekend, man? Make sure y'all always drop positivity in the comments. Make sure y'all share. Alafia Boru Aboya, but she shared to all the Eas, the Nifas, the Loshas, the Babaloshas, Ayawos, everybody in the Ifa Risha community. We appreciate y'all for coming through. Alafia to our Mobile crew, Tallahassee, everybody in surrounding areas. Tonight, man. First of all, let me ask you, how was y'all week?
I won't complain. I was trying to say I won't complain.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah, man. Man, this inflation stuff is so crazy. How everything is getting so expensive. Yeah, it's crazy. I can remember being a kid and paying $1 and something for gas. And we used to go to the beach all the time back then. I feel old as hell now still in this store. Now you paying like almost $5 for gas. If
Yes.
not $5, depending on where you stay, some people are paying $5 for gas.
Literally.
Yeah.
Unleaded.
Yeah.
87.
Yeah. So let's not even get into the big bodies, what they paying. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I hope everybody's staying safe, man. I encourage everybody to come up with a side hustle. Come up with a side hustle. And don't get discouraged. One thing that I experienced when I got into doing podcasts was sometimes you're not going to see the money right then, but you keep going. You have to show yourself worthy of it first. And staying consistent is one of the first things to do. It's, so definitely you got to stay consistent. What's up, Mercedes? So tonight, man, we're going to tap on a couple things tonight. First thing we're going to talk about is balancing your career and your love life. I know a lot of people who have issues with that. And now we have a lot of women who are on their shit. So a lot of women, I'm pretty sure you get a lot of backlash, especially when you're probably more financially set than your partner. Do you ever run into something like that? Or
yes, more likely than less, because honestly, a lot of times I think it's more so like men will look at a woman and say, "Oh, she look a certain way, so she might be doing better than me. I ain't gonna talk to her." And all the while, most women will prefer that man because not always say that he has an insecurity, but he may have a more so a different kind of humbleness about himself versus the guy who looks more flashy. He might not really be able to provide for himself. So it's like women who, I feel like women who, especially because I'm young, and then it's a lot of girls who are younger than me that's really turned in business wise and on their stuff.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of social comments, and then like even out in public to where it's like they either by themselves or when they're supporting themselves, they don't really have this guy that's behind them saying, you know, rooting for her, because it's 9 times out of 10 they may be either thinking, oh, she got a whole lot of money and either gonna use her, or I ain't gonna talk to her. She got a whole lot of people she already talked to. Whatever the case may be, it's like you get the rejection real quick. It takes no time. You either gonna get played over real quick or the rejection real quick, or you might get blessed and come into somebody who say, you know, I'm ready to go hand to hand. Well, I like that.
Yeah.
I ain't scared. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let me try that.
So you believe that it sometimes triggers an insecurity for a lot of men with a woman that's successful.
Yes, I really feel like it does. In most cases, depending on what she displays about herself, but overall, more than less, from what I've experienced, it seems like. But I'm coming into a good side of it now. I'm starting to see more men not being afraid of, "Ooh, let me step up to her and give that a try." You know what I'm saying? So, but here right now, what's taking place? It's like I ain't gonna really talk to her, man. She out of my league.
Yeah.
I ain't and all the while, you don't know what that lady got going on. She buying a half a carton of eggs.
Yeah.
Eggs high. She put $15 in her gas tank when she can. You know, it's you never know, but you're getting that instant rejection of like, man, I am not gonna go for that lady. That lady is not finna. You never know, but it's the instant rejection.
Yeah. So do you feel does a man financial situation dictates whether or not you would date him?
Me, honestly, no. And
Okay.
and I say that because I have learned, like, I don't care how you look at a person. I've had people see, I was honestly in a relationship for a really long time. I can't say that I was homeless. What took place in my relationship caused us to go separate ways, and it caused me to be a woman and to learn how to provide for myself independently. Like, them bills in my name. What I gotta provide for, I gotta eat. I need tissue. I need soap. So I grew from it, but in a total aspect, it was more so like, you know, what you gonna do as a woman? You gonna boss up, or you gonna be nervous and be scared. So as for me, I've learned not to date a person based off of what it looks like they have, or judge them based off of what I may think they may have, because you come to highs and lows. And I was at a real low point, and I had people still trying to date me, but they weren't trying to date me for real. Because guess what? I ain't had no car. I didn't have nowhere to stay. I was walking to work. So it was like, now when I look at from my situation, if a man looks at me for what I have, he gotta go. Because I'm not gonna look at him for what he have. He might break a leg and be out of work for 2 weeks. He might be a truck driver and private contractor, but if you're out of work, that means we may be out of more money than what we would have been in if you saved. But no, I wouldn't date a man for what he financially has, because don't judge nobody.
Yeah. I agree. What about you? Because you date somebody, depending on that, or do you judge people by? Well, I couldn't say judge. Does dating somebody or somebody's financial status play a part in whether or not you would date them?
No, to a certain extent. I say no because no to a certain extent because I'm a business owner. So you have to bring me being a business owner. I feel like you have to at least bring something to the table.
Yeah.
Like you have to prove that you're willing to. I don't care about you taking care of me, because when I come into a relationship, I got me.
You're set.
Do you got you?
Yeah.
If you don't have you, what's the purpose?
That matters.
Yes, that matters to me.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of us? You know.
I'm not quite yet grounded as a business owner. I'm learning.
But you're working on it.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So I'm really learning the different aspects, even financially, like while dating. What I can't go hang out. I really don't want to go hang out, because a lot of times my mind is on, ooh, I want to buy that. And it's not buying it for me to put on. It's buying it for, I want to have that for my business. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I want that. And it's not $20, $30. Shipping be high too. You know, shipping be about $50 itself. You know, so what you said really makes a difference.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes on that.
Yeah. No, but even for you though, because you know, one thing about I've said this a couple of times, was when it comes to dating, especially dating black men are the only group of people who are widely judged by their financial situation. So if you don't have the money to date or if you don't have the money to fulfill certain needs for that person, then they feel like they can't date you. And you only hear about that happening in the Black community. And it's another point, something that I realized. I was watching a video, and it was some people in an interracial relationship. It was a Black man and a white woman. And she said, when I came into coming up and I started dating a Black man, it wasn't a pointer, like a point up for me. You know what I'm saying? Because of course your family gonna get to asking questions, what's going on, because that's how they do.
Yeah.
But we are so receiving on our end for Black people when they date somebody out their race. For a lot of times, for them, they feel like they moved up in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly.
Which is bullshit. Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like it is. It's bullshit. Like we have to learn how to take more pride into each other and learn how to understand each other more. You never know what you may have, and it might not even be financially. You might not know what you have to light that light bulb into that person to make them be what they supposed to be. I always believe, even relationships, we go into these relationships and we think that these relationships are supposed to last forever. Sometimes that's not how it works, and that is okay. Sometimes y'all are supposed to learn from each other and grow from each other and spread out and to do something things. And that doesn't mean either person is a bad individual, but we got what we got from each other and what we were supposed to get from each other. Now it's time to move on so we can be better somewhere else, whether it be with your business, whether it be just in life, whether it be mentally, or whether it be in a relationship. It does not always have to be, because a lot of times you'll see people, they'll break up with somebody and they'll see the person being successful and they'll say, why you wasn't that with me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe you didn't bring that out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe you were there to make the person realize something totally different from that, and people will be real envious of you behind that, for real. Yeah.
Like I told you, I dated a person, and no lie, we don't communicate right now, and there's no beef just because we don't communicate. But he told me, business oriented, he is very, 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 very skilled in that aspect. But when I would ask him something, okay, what do I need to do to get my EIN number stuff? He'd be like, well, you should already know that. You don't be paying attention to what I be doing. Like, I sit here and do this. No, and he's not lying though. What are you paying attention to me doing? Because financially he was set. Financially, I was able to take care of myself. But if you pay attention to your partner, like, and we all go through ups and downs. So when he lost his job, he still was getting money from his friends calling him and saying, hey, can you set up my EIN number and register me in some biz and do this? So he still had a side hustle going. And now that we're not in a relationship, and I may call him, sometimes and ask him business oriented questions, he's like, so when I'm able to answer the question on my own a little bit, he say, you learned, didn't you? You learned something. You paid attention, because you're not always supposed to be stuck to a person. You may not be intended to be married to that person, but you may come into a aspect of it's like you said, ooh, that mindset. Okay, yeah. And you develop a great friendship. And then who's to say that, depending on which person is more business oriented and taking it more serious, y'all may become business partners. Now you're signing contracts because you already know you have a trustworthy friendship. And then, business wise, it goes greater. So falls into place, but it's never intended for you to date.
Yeah.
And get married and stuff.
Yeah. Oh man. No, I agree with you 100% on that. And that's a situation that we're going to have to get on another time about this whole marriage, which we kind of talked about that on the last show in concerns to the whole Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, because I was finna Michael B. Anthony him again. I don't know why I want to keep calling him Michael B. Anthony, but the whole Michael B. Jordan situation, that was another thing that people was going back and forth about, of her not accepting his proposal. And how you feel about that?
I feel as though, honestly, I'm unbiased, so I will say both portions of how I feel. He may have been ready for something that she wasn't ready for at the time, and in a lot of aspects, women are sometimes now having more fun than they are being locked down so fast. So it may have seemed like it was fun to her, and he was ready to lock it in. And I look at it like this: maybe it was a lot of fun going on for him to where he was ready to lock it in and say, I can have fun with that for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And
because he is older.
Yes. And so in her aspect, maybe she felt like marriage happened too soon. I mean, I really didn't follow them, so I don't know how long they were dating.
Yeah.
But when I was seeing it's like, oh, she turned down the proposal and he did this big grand thing. You don't know if she saw him in all his seasons. I've had to learn how to see a person in all their seasons. So we see for what we see right now, we might see, they beefing and whatever. Him and her might have a communication process going where it's like, okay, you just wasn't ready. I was ready and you just weren't ready. That's how I see that.
And nothing wrong with not being ready.
Yes.
But because social media is involved, everybody takes it and run with it and make their own stories up.
Yeah, I believe that too. I hate it was very unfortunate the way that the media took it, because of course they have to go back and see that, and it's probably making him feel some type of way or making her feel some type of way about it. But we won't get too deep up into that. Make sure y'all tell us how do y'all feel like how y'all experiences on how do y'all balance y'all love life with your careers. So let me ask this: when it comes to if a person that you with decides that, do you feel like, okay, let me say, I always say that when you in a relationship with somebody and if they own a business, you are automatically a second assistant. You like this, you assistant automatically, because you should want to help them and you should want to help them and make them feel how you feel about that. Or that's your business, your business. How you feel?
I've been in both fields. I was behind the scenes dating this guy, and I can be vocal about it now. Yes, I can. And he has a record label. And he shoots music videos and he does a lot of various things. And I was his assistant. I was editing videos, I was editing photos, I was helping pull equipment. I was doing that. And I started to feel like I was losing myself within my business because I'm a hairstylist. But I prefer to learn more in depth about hair versus just saying, oh, I know how to do that, I'm gonna get the money. No, I want to care about that person's texture of hair, their quality of hair. You know, it's just more to it than just jumping out and saying, I know how to do that and I want the money. But I was his assistant, hands on. And when it was time for me to do my people hair, or even if I had started getting into modeling, when it was time for me, I remember I had a photo shoot that this lady, and she opened her beauty salon and she had makeup artists and everybody in costumes. And he wanted me to be at the studio with him. And when I couldn't make, I didn't go. I couldn't make it. I didn't have a car at the time. He was my transportation. And I saw the pull and the tug on it. And I was like, this what you want for yourself? Because you can date somebody where they're not going to make you feel like you're so much of an assistant. But I will assist my partner. I'm gonna go all in for my man. But I need him to understand too, baby got a career that she wants and she's trying to pursue it as well. But a lot of things are not gonna come before you in your career. Let me pursue mine.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah. Now I agree with you on that. We definitely have to get an understanding first. You know what I'm saying? Understanding is very, very, especially because we together don't mean I have to do this.
Yes.
You know, because I know even with me personally, I just feel like nobody has to do anything for you. But if you do it from the kindness of your heart, I receive and I thank you for that. And I know with a lot of women, especially now, women are becoming very, very successful now. And for a lot of women in careers, you see a lot of women, especially in movies, they have issues with balancing relationships, or they feel like I don't need a man. And I really would want to know, like, where's this whole, which I have my own opinion on it, but where do y'all feel this whole I don't need a man thing comes from?
I feel like with that statement that women are making, it's because they've been in the shadow for so long, and they've had to shadow men for so long, that now that they're getting on their own and they're seeing that they can be independent, that's why they're taking it and running with, oh well, I don't need a man because I know the capabilities I have to do for myself. So I feel like that's why women are saying it, but you are a woman, so
because it's relevant to what you're stating, but it also, from my perspective as a woman, I like being submissive. I like dating one person.
Yeah.
I love dating one person actually, but I've also been in the aspect of to where when my 8-year relationship ended, I gained a form of aggression. Like I didn't need a man. I had saved up so much money throughout my process of not having my own place to stay and not being in my relationship and that being called home, to where it was like I gained an aggression to where I thought I didn't need a man. Like, okay, yeah, we can coexist, but I really don't need you like that.
Yeah.
And
It's aggression.
I think that's the thing though, because a person meeting you, they wouldn't know your backstory.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's why a lot of women are like that, because people don't know their backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Me personally, I feel like no matter who you are, no matter your sexuality, I feel like men need women and
Yeah.
women need men.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. We need each other. And even for an individual, because a woman gives you life, you still need a woman to even be here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I don't get the whole I don't need a man, I don't need a woman, because you do. You do.
Yeah, they balance
like,
each other out.
They balance each other out. You know what I'm saying? So I do though. I see a lot of it on the media with a lot of women. And especially now this new era that all men are dogs and all men are this. Yeah. And it's like,
Big
for
dog.
one thing, have you been with all men? You might be the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I realized I was the problem in the situation recently.
Really?
Maybe it's the type of men that they go after.
Yeah. Yeah.
In what aspects, to where you feel like it's saying that the woman is the problem, or
No,
to
saying
where,
that all men are dogs, all men are the same.
Yeah.
Maybe you're going after the same exact men that have the same
that too.
personality.
My
Yeah.
baby brother told me I need to change my dynamics, because look at you looking crazy.
Yeah.
And and then look at you looking crazy again. So what you doing wrong? Oh, you the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that does lead back to you being the problem.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Mhm.
Because it's like, if I continue to deal with you, and I know we've been through the same thing over and over again, and I continue to let you do me like this,
Yeah.
you ain't the problem no more. I'm the
I
problem.
am.
Yeah, because
I'm allowing you.
I'm allowing you to do this to me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm with you now. You definitely though. We have this, and I think that's too why a lot of the younger black men in our community feel like they have to go to the streets, because a lot of women praise that type of behavior. So one thing about a man is always going to adjust to what he feel like a woman gonna want. That's what men gonna do.
Is that true? Because I'm learning a lot from this male and female dynamic perspectives.
That's true to a certain point,
Mhm.
because you also got to think of who they hang around.
Yeah.
Because you are who you associate yourself around.
Yeah.
And that's how you see your homeboy in the streets and you a schoolboy. After a while, I don't want to be a schoolboy. I don't want to take that route. I want to.
But I agree with you. But even to add on to that, still the homeboy might be on that because he might get women from it, and the women are making him feel like, oh well, I want to deal with a street nigga. I want to deal with the XYZ. So of course you're gonna feel like this is what I have to be. And now one thing we do in the black community, we praise stuff. This whole thing with, oh, they just real. That's just real. We label real with shit that is toxic for us.
True.
Just because this is what it is, don't mean that it is right. You get what I'm saying? So we have to get out of that whole thing of thinking that just because something is what we would consider real, that don't mean it's right. Even if you say, oh, that's just how they talk because they real. No, you ain't got to talk to me like
I'm
that.
big on that.
But in
that doesn't make it right.
That doesn't make it right.
In the black community, I'm not speaking for everybody, but in the black community, it doesn't just start here. You got to go back and back and back to when you were little, looking up, seeing your daddy, your uncle, and your mama, dealing with your daddy, and your daddy was in the streets. So that's what you see. So that's what you gonna attract.
I agree. Because me personally, that's why I had a hard time being in relationships.
I can disagree with that.
Okay, go ahead.
And the reason why I say I disagree with that is because, and I'm open about it. My uncle's gonna be like, don't be saying that. I'm a sneaky link, baby. my daddy had, at the time that a lot of us were conceived, because he got 8 kids, he was dealing with multiple women at one time. So it's like me and 2 of my other siblings are less than one of us was born in the same year, and then another one of us is like about 6 or 7 months apart. So it's 3 of us that's close within that same age proximity. But even as a young child, I was questioning why my mom and my daddy not in the household together. I want a mom and a daddy that's in the household together.
Yeah.
And I started to learn real fast. I didn't want that for myself. Like
Mhm.
I always wanted to be a wife. And I think it stemmed from me seeing, my brother and my mama and my brother's daddy, they were together.
Mhm.
Even when I was smaller, they was in the same household. My
Mhm.
my mama and my sister's daddy,
Yeah.
they was in the same household. They was about to get married.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, yeah, I want that dynamic. But the dynamic that my mom and my daddy had, it really stirred me away from you. You don't want that for yourself as a young
True.
child.
True.
So sometimes it's and I understand where you're coming from. A lot of times what we
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from as well.
yeah, it turned me off real fast. Like, I want my own man. I ain't sharing nobody.
Mhm.
And my mom and my daddy be laughing about it. Like, oh, she think it's funny because how she came about. No, I'm happy how I came about because y'all had a love thing going on.
Yeah.
I don't judge no situation how love and children come about because I look how I came about and I'm happy I'm here.
Mhm.
But for myself, I knew at a young age, I want to be a wife. I want to be in a committed relationship. What them people had going on, they ain't what I want because they was knocking each other's head off, So it's like sometimes you can get an aspect of to where it's like she don't want what she grew up in.
Yeah.
And then it's sometimes where it's like Carisha, period.
Mhm.
And not to judge her either. But she sometimes we grow up in dynamics to where we think that's what's
Yeah.
fun and suitable. And you might be 50 years old before you realize, ooh, I'm tired.
You see it all the time when you go to the Elks. You can go to the Elks. I'm for real. I'm for real, man. Look, y'all go to the Elks one night on a Saturday night, and you can see it because a lot of times, a lot of younger people. Let me say this right now, live on air. I know that Bellum's closed down, but don't kill y'all ass over there to our stomping grounds. Think that y'all finna get you. No, don't come up in there. Don't come in and leave that Elk, that Bellum's energy at Bellum's. But you will see a lot of times when you come to the Elks, you will have the younger women on one side of the dance floor and the older women on the other side, and the older women are trying to compete and drop it down. Be moving slow as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to drop down low and everything because they're trying to compete with that because they haven't elevated to that level yet of understanding that this I don't have to be this way. But when you are raised around a certain type of people or a certain type of energy of folks, it makes you feel like this is okay and this is the way to be. You know what I'm saying? And we see that here, especially in our city, man. This is a country. We got some country ass people down here, and especially you have to travel to see it. Travel, go different places and see how people living and realize, you know what, this is pretty a country ass city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like I have a stepdaddy. I call him my stepdaddy. There's nobody over my daddy, but this man was a great person in my life, and he still is. He tells me all the time, he live in Georgia. He tells me all the time that I'm in the wrong city. And I be like, well, why? I ask my mama, why he keep saying it? What he mean by that? And all he's saying is that sometimes you have to branch out to see how much more grander what you're doing can become in a small amount of time. And it's like we don't have, I really don't know how to put it, but we don't have many places and spots like other big states have to where it's small, like say for instance, Texas. Yeah, they have little other counties and stuff like that, but it's not that far from one another in the buildings, in the enterprises that they have. We don't have that here.
Yeah, right.
Like if we go to Destin, it's really not nothing over there in Destin for us to do to say, well, hey, we can really do some things over here. It's not much. It's basically like where you go and you vacate.
Yeah.
And then if we go to Milton, it's just not as grand as it is in other places. So it makes a big difference. Like if you branch out and try to explore.
Yeah. I bet, and we were just having that conversation. I was telling you, I was like, ain't nothing going on here. Like, especially depending on your culture, your background, and who you are as an individual, and what the city that you're in is providing for people that look like you. We do not have a lot of options here. We just don't.
Because balancing my career with what my next step should be. I went to school to be a nail technician. Got my license and everything. I'm nervous. And I'm being honest about it because it's like when I got my book, this much was about the history of how nails and makeup and artistry with beautifying women came about. This much of it is about the health of people. And I say it again, I'm not one to just jump out and be like, oh, I can do this real quick. I want to get the money. I stepped into a field to where it is more about I learned that pregnant women, you can't do a pedicure with peppermint oil on a pregnant woman. I
Oh,
never.
wow.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
really?
in my book, I never knew that.
Mhm.
Never knew that. And I see pregnant women getting pedicures all the time growing up.
Oh
And
yeah,
now,
but Connie Chong don't want that money.
yeah, they want it. And,
Yeah.
and now I think about it. Would they put peppermint? Is that some kind of peppermint based exfoliating script? Are they doing it just because it smells good and a person
Mhm.
is not asking? But it's like that's a big balance of having better knowledge of what you're doing and what your next step is going to
Yeah.
be.
Mhm.
Because I'm not afraid to fail. That I've failed a lot of times at a lot of things. But when I take my next step, I need to make sure that I've learned what I failed from the time
Mhm.
before. So
You want
it-
your next step to be the
My
right
right
step.
step.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Cause so our next question tonight was we're gonna be talking about. We're gonna tap on this little side piece thing for a little bit. We wanted to ask. We wanted to ask: does being a side piece always mean that you're in an intimate? Does it always lead to intimacy?
I'm gonna let you go because I want to hear Mel's perspective. Period.
Oh.
you was trying to hear my perspective first.
Yeah,
Yeah. I ain't
I can
never
go
been
first.
inside.
You want me to go first? Or you good?
I'm gonna let y'all go because y'all might
Okay,
look.
I can go first. Me personally, I'm going to say no. I feel like as a man, there has been times that I've stepped out, and it wasn't because of sex.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Me personally, I do not believe one person can give you 100% of everything that you need.
Yeah. That's
And it's not saying because people be so sensitive. Like we were talking about earlier, they feel like the world revolves around them. That's not how shit works. Me saying it does not mean that you're a bad person or you lack anything, but what you may have might not be good enough for a certain person sometimes. And like I
True.
said, it does not mean that you're wrong or you're a bad person. And sometimes when people step out, it's not about the sex. Sometimes it's really about this person might cook better. You know what I'm saying? This person might. One thing about men, they're like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
That boy, he can make a cake from scratch.
Yeah. Sometimes it could be you might be a better communicator. So when I'm
Yeah.
stressing about something, I could come talk to you because I can't talk to who I'm with about that.
Mhm.
So and sometimes it could be about sex, but sometimes even if it's about sex, it ain't about sex. You get what I'm saying? It's like, well, this is just an add-on to what we really got going on, but I really ain't got to even deal with you in that way.
Yeah.
Like as long as we become friends, we cool with each other, I'm cool with that. But I know now we live in an era, like I was saying earlier, that they push the whole monogamy agenda.
Mhm.
True.
And I'm not saying that it's wrong. And I'm saying, and too, monogamy does help calm down a lot of different things that could go on because now we got to worry about STDs, we got to worry about all kind of different
Yeah.
stuff, right? So, but I do believe that sometimes though, some people, you do have people out there who just will never be happy with one person,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm not saying that they wrong for that. The thing
Right.
is, they should just be honest about it. But
That's
now
A lot
you
of
check
people
into
can't
being,
take honesty.
and a lot of people can't take
and that's
honesty.
the problem with y'all men's too, period. And ladies, we need to be honest.
And
because
everybody always preach and try to say, "Oh, I just want you to be honest with you. I just want you to be honest with me." But
I
when a
love
person
honesty.
is honest with you, you don't know how to take it.
I
Because
might
that was
get
me.
down on one knee and marry a man if he tell me all the truth. And for real, I might propose to him. Nah, I'm just joking.
That
but-
was me a point in time. I couldn't. It was a point in time where I couldn't take honesty, and it just ate me alive. But as I got older, it's like, okay, let's. I want you to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
And if I want you to respect how I'm feeling, I need to respect how you're feeling as well.
Yes.
So
I sleep better at night with honesty. Even in my
Yes.
times where I clearly didn't, I'd be crying, right? When my 8-year relationship, it was infidelity. I'd be
Yeah.
crying. But guess what I go to sleep saying? He ain't tell me no lie. And he showed me all the text messages and who she was and all that. You know, I went to sleep a little bit better. He probably didn't tell me the full truth, but I slept a whole lot better knowing the truth and learning the truth. And like I was telling you earlier, my most recent past relationship, he would joke around about other women being involved, but say like they don't have your position. I don't play them kind of games.
Yeah.
You gonna tell me if
What it
she,
is.
what it is.
Yeah.
If she doing something or handling business that I'm not doing, thank
Let me
you.
know.
Let me know. Hey, because I'm not going to hate her.
Yeah.
You know, I might got to go to work and say, for instance, if I've opened a salon and she, whatever the case may be, what she's doing, you might have a truck driving company and she's going to pick up some pallets for you while you know, guess what? Hey, I've grown to learn and accept a lot of things to where if I become into my blessing with a union and that person doesn't do that, you know, they don't have others to where that person gets something done for them to where it's a woman, you know, I feel comfortable with that too because his homeboy going to pick it up. But in the aspect too, I've also learned like, baby, why is you being biased? And if he cheating on you, I'm very spiritual. So if something has happened, guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna find out. I ain't finna trip on you. I might cry. I might in the beginning. I'm gonna text, sell out. Ding ding ding. This me. You know, I'm double texting. I'm not afraid of because you gonna see what I'm saying. And I've learned to try to be more verbally respectful when I'm talking to a man because now y'all men's know what y'all be doing sometimes. And I'm not saying y'all in general, but other men's is out there. Sometimes you manipulate a woman through words to see her reaction. You know, don't play with me like that. We need to be vocal, verbal, and honest. But that's why I say it comes into I had to learn in itself. It's okay for a man needs to understand and to answer the question. I'm cool with having more than one. See, and I need to put this out there. Right now, I'm being courted. For anybody that's asking, I'm being courted. This person told me that I'm not rushing nothing with you. We're courting,
which is dating for y'all who don't know what that means.
Slow dating.
Slow dating. Right.
We don't see each other every day. We don't see each other every 3-4 days out the week. Sometimes we communicate, but I'm not rushing anything with you because I want you to have a development of who you are and who I am and what we might not do and what we may do. And if you don't like it, we ain't ending on no bad note. So it's something else is my business and my business itself. So I ain't gonna say that part. But in the aspect of I have friends and my male friends I'm not intimate with. Like I might call them, ask them a question, ask them, hey, you know so and so, you know where he be at. You know what he be having going on. Is he like this? You know, and that's the part of having an extra person. So a person might look at it if like I have a friend, I called him the other night, and I was at work. It was like 2:00 in the morning. And I said, hey, who drive that car like look like such and such a way be over? And if I would have been at home and he would have called me back, like if he didn't answer when I called him and he would have called me back at 2:00 in the morning, if I was dating a person that was insecure, they would have said, they ain't none of your friend.
That's
y'all
ain't
it's a problem. Because the person that I'm courting now, he's comfortable with me and my baby brother communicating as much as we do. My baby brother called me 6:00 in the morning. So that meme that y'all see on Facebook where it say, if her phone is going off 5:00 in the morning, that's not her brother. That's not my brothers get up and go to work early in the morning. And even though I'm older than my baby brother, he calls and checks on me to make sure, you know, I'm getting up or seeing if I'm being productive, stuff like that. So it's not always, oh, that's somebody that she messing with, or that's the extra person they being intimate with. Because Mr. Sam come and cut the yard. And guess what? If Mr. Sam cut y'all yard, see, you can be married. You got Gina and you got Joe, and Mr. Sam come and cut y'all yard. But Gina is the one that found Mr. Sam. Mr. Sam might have been looking at her, you know, you don't know that.
But that doesn't mean that she
wants him. And she probably set the record straight. I'm married and I love my husband. If you play with me, I'm going to tell. On the first time, not the second.
But you can come cut your goddamn yard.
But you damn sure can. And if you cut it for free, that's on you. That's an extra person. That's more than one man to your woman. You know, and she's not giving herself to him. He's just coming to cut y'all yard, and that's his fault that he like her. Because one thing about it, I will step down on the person about my partner real quick. I don't care what the situation is. Don't talk about my man because you're gonna be mad in a minute. I'm gonna make you real much madder that you thought you was gonna intervene with what we had going on. You know, so it is more than one woman to a man that I feel I had to learn how to stop being insecure with that. You know, for real. And I'm being serious, ladies. We need to stop being insecure when it comes to your partner communicating with another woman, as long as he sets grounds in an open line of communication, and he put that phone on speakerphone a time or two. You know, because sometimes women are not as strong as they need to be when you're dealing with a strong black man, or a business oriented man. A well-grounded man, a handsome man, a lot of things that come with being a black man, a man of any race, but predominantly black men women will see him having a business, a car.
And if he always on the phone, why you always on the phone? You never give me an attention.
But guess what? That's where the insecurity comes in, because her mind is going to start going. I done did it before. My mind go a million places.
Yeah.
Versus just it, and that's why I learned, me as a woman, that's where it's time for me to focus on myself. You know, because I do hair for a boy where I used to do his hair, and I stopped doing his hair because I'm very big on respect. I don't care if you see me with nobody. If I don't post nobody on social media, if I go out in public, you see me by myself. If I joke around and say I got somebody on social media, don't disrespect me.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in a relationship. Just don't do that, because I'm gonna look at you even lesser, and I may stop doing your hair. Any service that I was providing to you is cut off once you disrespect your partner, and then you disrespect me.
Yeah.
Because where your self-respect at? You know, you may not respect them that much, but where's your self-respect? And so it's easy to jump on, like how you said, to jump on them and say, oh, you in your phone all the time. But I got a client right now. He works 6 o'clock in the morning. That's when he get off of work. 5:30, he used to call me or text me and say, if you woke, can you do my hair? The person I was dating, he already knew what time it was, because the man being there going to sleep when he getting his hair done. And he said, you know what? I listened to y'all conversation. That boy didn't know that my partner was in the room while I was doing his hair. He didn't disrespect me. But I knew my partner was in the room. He said, and I listened to y'all. You didn't even know I was woke. He said, he really don't. You know, he's not like that. But initially, in the beginning, why is he calling your phone at 5 o'clock in the morning? Why is he calling you that early? But like I told him, that's my extra person. That's a person not only that I'm servicing, but I built a friendship and a bond with that person. And so that's an extra man in my life. And when I go out in public and they see me, they speak, you know, stuff like that. But I got somebody now. When they mama barbecue, I go to their house when I do their hair at their house sometimes. When I see food, baked beans, she had some baked beans on the couch. It was about 6 cans. Oh, y'all finna barbecue, ain't it? Y'all finna cook, ain't it? And they invited me. But if I was in a relationship, I need my partner to understand that even though I'm over here doing their hair and it's a set of twins, I'm not messing with them. They mama cook and they mama can throw down, and they're great people. And this is my extra, they're men, but these are my extra people.
And you gotta also, in a relationship, you have to also realize that people are not like for you. They're not just for you. They can have friends. They can go out and do things. They're not just obligated to tend to you 24/7. Because I'm gonna get aggravated as hell. Get the hell out my face. Go do something. Go hang out. Like, I'm all for giving my partner space because I want my personal space as well. So you should allow your partner to have friends. Now, don't disrespect, you know, and you got your thing, like you said, set boundaries and communicate and build that trust that your partner's not going to let other people disrespect you and them.
Big on it.
Yeah.
Don't even crack a joke about it. It'll be over with once I see that you letting them play cross our head and mine too.
Hey, like sis was saying, a lot of you said, people be trying to possess people. You only experience people. That is the perfect way to put it. People don't belong to us.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying? People don't belong to us.
I'm still learning that too.
Yeah, and we have to get what we can. And I'm not saying it's like be money hungry people, but I'm a big believer in don't mess with nobody who ain't willing to do anything for you. That's man or woman. Like, what are we doing with each other if you ain't gonna be able to help me if my back against the wall, or my back ain't even got to be against the wall?
That's my biggest piss off, because not to say that it's intended for us to be in a relationship, but say it's like a wholeheartedness. It's like it's gonna show where your heart at. Do you care more about what I can attain if I leave, or if we stop communicating, or what can become of me, or do you care more about I don't want them to feel that hurt, and I know something that can help them grow. I'm big on that on that kind of engagement. Like, you don't have to be intimate with a person to want to see them better, in a better space.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what you gonna do, or what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Because like I was just telling this girl the other day, having sex is the easy part.
Right.
We human nature, we can see some. I'm a woman. Gray sweatpants don't turn me on. You know, and a lot of women, gray sweatpants will turn them on. Men, they might have their aesthetics to where it's the boobs, the butt, the eyebrows, the lace front, whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
But do you want to see that person grow in a different aspect, or you want to keep saying they booty get big?
Right.
Because their booty might not be getting bigger, the brain getting smaller, and then what? You turned off, ain't it?
Yeah.
You real turned off. So
Yeah.
it's like development in a friendship is very vital.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. And I think too, for a lot of people, when you talk about this whole side piece thing, I think for a lot of people that is the real intent at first. Sometimes
A side piece, being a side piece.
yes, I think for some men that sometimes that's what it is. It's like a friendly situation that leads to other situations. Now we live in a social media era right now, to where back in the day, if you was a side piece, ain't nobody say a damn thing. But such and such knew that goddamn Mr. Elwood was around the corner, mess with Miss Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you never said, you didn't have to worry about the whole time get into it. He still took care of home. He still did what he had to do. But not only has the economy changed, but just people socially has changed. We live in an era now where it's easy to get stuff back and forth. Like you get on Facebook, you be friends with people from all across the world.
Oh yeah.
Don't even know him from campaign.
Don't know from campaign. And y'all talking to each other on posts like,
feels so
my
good.
friend. We
This my
could.
cousin, yeah. I told a girl the other day, she was talking about her baby doing TikTok, and she was gonna take the TikTok from and take the phone from, and I was like, take my cousin off of that. I've been your favorite friend 4 years, and you, my cousin can't be doing that. Take her off of there.
Cause we be watching some of these people. We watch the kids grow on social media.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it do sometimes it makes you feel like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dang, and like I recently found out, it prayers out to Tina Hall's family, that somebody I knew, we were friends on social media, but I think we went to school together, that she passed away this morning. A young woman, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, you see it and you used to interacting with people on social media so much. It's like, damn, we kind of social media friends. And then all of a sudden, damn, they got RIP. Every time you turn around, now it's somebody dying.
Yeah.
And it's somebody that you know. I feel like how the old people be feeling now. You know, I see why old people sometimes you just down. We don't go nowhere but stay in the house.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Every time we go outside, somebody dead.
I don't mind being called old. I'm 30 years old, and they be like, "You don't do nothing. You don't go to you." I don't care.
No, I don't call myself old no more. I like to say experienced or seasoned, and I try to tell everybody that. I say I'm gonna start calling myself old, because I feel like when you speak that over yourself, you start feeling it.
It do.
Yeah, you start
what you
feeling
speak
it.
is what becomes of you.
That's true.
The tongue is a powerful thing.
Yeah, I watched a video with Prince, and Prince was saying he never celebrate his birthday. He said, I don't celebrate my birthday because then it makes me age. That's why Prince looked the way he did for so long. You know what I'm saying? And you don't catch many lighter skinned people of mixed ancestry whose skin could be it's so intact for so damn long. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, shit, I'm gonna do like Prince.
What?
Shit.
I'm 23. You know what I'm saying? For real. I don't. My grandma said, "Don't none get old but clothes," and if you treat them right, they don't get old either.
That's true, because you know style comes back. We look at how people wear bell bottoms, people wear all kind of stuff they wore back in the day. So we definitely not even like see stuff that got the little cut up shirt and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff comes back in style. So I'm with you on that. First, I want to say I appreciate you, cuz, for coming tonight.
Yes, I really.
She would definitely be back again, y'all. Make sure y'all hit up on such social media. Passion Powers.
Yes.
Yeah.
On Facebook, Instagram, and it's spelled just like how it's pronounced. PASSION. Powers, POWERS. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. I really, really love Instagram. I love Instagram. I want to be Instagram.
No, I feel you, because then for y'all who haven't been here and seen any of Corwin's work, where can they find you?
You can find me. You can find my art and graphics at Create My Customs on Facebook and Instagram, and you can find my clothing brand, Hustle Mentality, which is HUSTLMENTLTY. That's Hustle Mentality.
Make sure y'all support your local black businesses. I hate when people get on social media and they say, well, that's why I don't shop with black people, but you would kill your ass down to McDonald's every damn week, even after they give you some cold ass fries.
Period. I'm not.
I don't agree with that. Just go to somebody else to do the same thing that look like you. Tulsa didn't just fall because people bombed it. Tulsa also fell because people stopped putting the black dollar in the black community. We have to start putting our money in our communities.
Yeah.
Man, get with some of your friends and start buying little cheap properties. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Little cheap land.
Yeah.
Start putting the money back into our own communities, because if COVID should have taught us a whole bunch of shit. It could go left any minute. You know what I'm
Any
saying? And then y'all run to get these vaccines, and every time you go get a vaccine, it's another thread coming out.
I ain't had
Right.
them.
I ain't got it
I
either.
don't even play
I ain't
like
got
that. I
nothing.
ain't scared of nothing.
I don't
Yeah.
even like needles. Don't put nothing in me.
Man, it is
Mm-mm.
crazy that now a lot of black families are being divided because of COVID.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't come over here if you ain't got no shot. Look, get your health together.
We've been coughing all these years, ain't killed
Yeah.
us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then a lot of people say, well, what about the vaccines you got as a child? But look how many people catching cancers and stuff now.
Mhm.
Let's talk about that. What do you think? I'm pretty sure those vaccines as children that play a lot into what's going on now.
Yeah.
There's no reason that if you give me a shot, then now I got to go get another one a couple months later, a booster a couple
Oh,
months
yeah.
later. Like,
Mhm.
come on, man. And the stuff that people experience, because they've had people who died from the vaccine, the stuff that people experience from getting these vaccines, of being sick, but lean to your own understanding. Make sure you do your research before you do it. Stay clean. I
Wash
don't
your
believe
hands and bathe.
Yeah, wash your hands and bathe. You know what I'm saying? Capitalize the bathe. Bathe is a word. I'm gonna say that. Bathe is a word. I hate when people tell us black folks that ain't a word, because like finna. I love saying finna. We finna go somewhere. We
About
finna
to,
go.
too.
Yeah.
About to.
Yeah, we finna end the show. You know what I'm saying? So that's a word. You can't sell us, because for one thing, that's not proper English. That's not, for one thing, we are not Englishmen. Let's clear the air with that shit. We had to learn this shit, and we talking how we had to adapt. And this
Yeah.
is our language, because you understand me.
That part.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They'll understand us too.
Yeah,
Might
they
take 2
understand us
minutes,
too.
but they gonna
Yeah,
put
they
it together.
gonna understand us too. So as long as we understand each other, we have our own way of communicating with each other, and there's nothing wrong with that. That does not mean that you are illiterate, or because you can have people who are very successful, and you see them outside, they talking a whole different way that you see them on the media. So definitely, man, don't be surprised. Don't be ashamed of who we are as Black, melanated, Aboriginal individuals. Be look into your ancestry. Find out who you are, man. Especially as Black Americans, we are mixed with so many different things. Me personally, I believe I don't have a top lip, because I ain't even gonna say it. I ain't even gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't even gonna say it. I ain't even gonna say it. But make sure y'all tap into that, man. This is a season of spiritual growth.
Yes.
That's one thing that I learned from COVID. Spiritual growth. It's time to grow spiritually, because you're gonna need it. Because COVID ain't the worst thing that can happen to us right now. Definitely check out the movie 3033, I think it is. You have to check out that little documentary movie or whatever, talking about something about like with COVID and vaccines and stuff like that. Again, make sure y'all I'm gonna say this, man. A lot of us too, make sure y'all be working on y'all credit.
Yes.
I understand a lot of
I'm
y'all
doing that
Look,
now.
They just approved me for a little car. Gotta keep working, man.
Yeah, man. And I know make sure we work on our credit. You work on your credit. If you need anybody, man, my father has a credit repair business called Tap Credit Repair. And for me personally, when I started my podcast, it was to start a conversation that we needed to hold in our communities. A lot of times for Black people, a lot of things that we talk about is taboo. Let's talk about that shit.
Yeah.
If y'all can sit up on social media, talk about sex and what you're sucking and licking on and spitting each other's mouths, you nasty dogs. We can talk about it.
These foreclosure properties that's cheap over there in Alabama right
Tax
now.
lien,
Yeah. I was
homes.
looking at one. The trailer looked really, really, but if you put work into it,
Yeah.
you put a little
Yeah,
effort,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? In the down payment, in the payment monthly, and it's got to do something different.
Yeah, we got to do something different. And I don't do this just to talk about it, but I do it to talk about, let's talk about creating solutions. So how can we improve the things that's going on in our community? And everything is going up.
Get out and do stuff. Stop sitting on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and just talking about how you want to do this, how you want to make a change, how X, Y, and Z doing this, how the president doing this and that. You get up off the couch and go do something. Yeah. Make a change. Be the change for not only yourself, but to people looking up to you.
Yeah. And with everything that's going on with the inflation of not only just the cost of living, period, and gas prices, just everything. Even when you going to look for somewhere to live, especially if you stay in the 850 area, they want you to pay $1,400 for a fucking house with a kitchen that was built in 1922. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Not happening. The importance of financial freedom and teaching financial freedom is very, very important in our community. So for 24 hours on each show that I'm doing for the next couple of weeks, we're gonna do a $400 special with Tap Credit Repair. Make sure y'all hit me up. If y'all can't hit me up on my social media, make sure y'all hit me up on my email, the G Spot Podcast 67 at yahoo.com. I can link you in, but we're doing a $400 special. Now, with this $400 special, it goes into disputing things off your credit and giving you education on how to balance a positive credit score. You feel me? Yeah, it's something that we need. And we only doing this for 24 hours now. So I'm telling y'all now, y'all got 24 hours to hit me up and I put you on. And if y'all don't need it, make sure y'all tell somebody else that may need it, because it's very, very important. I know sometimes some people might feel like, oh, well, I can do it myself, but sometimes people don't have time to do it themselves.
That's my biggest thing. Going to somebody that's more seasoned. They're in the placement that they're in for a reason.
Yeah.
And so it's okay with going to somebody that's more skilled in advance. And it's sometimes when you got to pay that money.
Yes.
Be open to learn from others.
Yes.
Be open to learn from others. We're teaching trade lines. We're teaching about all of that, man. And it takes about 45 to 90 days for you to see an increase in your credit score. So it don't take long, man. Buy the land. I know a lot of people are excited about buying houses on lands that we don't own. Yeah. And let me tell you something, it's no such thing as buying houses. If you're still paying the bank, you don't own the house.
Right.
So what's really important is buy the land.
Yeah.
Buy the land, man. Land is very, very important. That's why, and they knew it. That's why they promised us those 40 acres and a mule and never gave us that shit.
Never got it.
But it is very, 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 very important. So make sure y'all check it out. I'll be definitely posting the link on my page. If nobody, or if you know somebody who might need help with their credit, I'm posting the link on my page. Although being a business owner, okay,
that is a true statement.
Yeah, although being a business owner isn't for everyone, at least value yourself enough to not settle for a job you hate. Amen and ashe. We get so wrapped up into working for other people sometimes, and even when you have dreams, you be so focused on working until life will be passed you by because you working all the time thinking that, oh, I've got to work for my dream. No, you didn't even do the work. But sometimes too, with a lot of us, we don't receive the education to how to do certain things.
Yeah.
Now that we have to look now for a lot of Black people, especially Black people in the South, we playing catch up right now.
Yeah.
The financial literacy was something that was the least of our fucking worries.
We're having to make reading become more fundamental,
yes,
or more fun skill. Because
yes,
somebody told me the other day, they broke the word down for me real quick. They said fundamental. So like you're adding funds to your mentality if you read something, because if you reading it, you might didn't know while you was reading what you're learning, but you're gaining knowledge while reading it, and it's adding money to your mind.
Yeah. And that's very, very, yes. Once you add knowledge to your mind, you're going to add some money to your pockets. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, all of us, we have something in us that can make us financially stable. Or a lot of us don't need 8-bedroom houses and 2-3-story house. Me personally, I don't want that. I don't want a house that I can't use every room up in there. Okay. I need a room for me. I need a room for a man cave. I need a room for kids. If I have kids, I also need a room for ancestor shrines and stuff like that too. But I don't need no 8-bedroom room. But every room in the house is gonna be used for something. Yeah. I don't want too many rooms for y'all to feel like you can come over there and stay. You know what I'm saying? But too, now I'm gonna say this too. We have to get out of that. One thing I learned about different cultures. We look at the Mexicans. They come over here and you see 22 of them standing in a 2-bedroom house, and the thing is it's all about progression. How can I help you? How can we help each other to get to where we need to be? As Black people, we feel like when you get out the house, when you turn 18, graduate from high school, you got to force your kid out the house. Why would you do that with no type of financial literacy? Then we live in a society now where if you ain't got XYZ at a certain age, then you don't qualify as a decent civilian in the community because, oh, you ain't got XYZ. Y'all be so much in competition. Yeah, it's all about competition. It ain't no competition. You don't know my background, exactly, why I'm here, where I'm at right now. A lot of us, and being an adult does not also mean being a mature adult. There's a lot of things that you have to experience for certain things to finally wake up inside of you.
Right.
And some people just don't experience those till later on in life. You get what I'm saying? So I pray for a lot of people who are trying to figure it out, that you get the confirmation that you need to move forward. And I really pray on that for y'all, man, because auntie, now turn lights off on us. I really pray for that for y'all, man, that y'all do that. And make sure you always speak positive things on each other. Y'all have anything to say before we close out?
Always have good intentions when people are not around. Always have good intentions when people are not around. And also, if you know someone that's in the business that you're trying to get into, ask for help. Stop being scared to ask for help and stop thinking that you always know everything. You don't know everything, because there's people out there that are higher than you and can help you.
Yes. And two, when somebody comes and asks you for information, you don't always have to charge them. You don't have to always turn them away. One thing about people and one thing about God works through people.
Yes.
So let God use you, because you never know what that person can use. You never know, that person might come back and say, you know what? The advice that you gave me helped me open up this business. I'm making X amount of money and I want you to come along and I want you to help me with this.
Right.
My sister went out to eat a couple weeks ago. Said a guy came in there and he was like, I need help paying for XYZ. I need help paying. I just want something. Her homegirls are like, hell nah, you get away from me. You know, they were a little more ratchet. You know what I'm saying? So they saying all kind of crazy stuff. So how we were raised, my grandmother always raised us, if you got to give, you give it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So my sister's like, all right, well, I give you the $5 or I could buy you something to eat. The dude said, you know what? I don't even want it. I just want to see what you're going to do, and gave my sister $100. So now the girl, I got plenty of $5 you can borrow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be very mindful about how you treat people, because you never know when the opportunity is going to present itself, and God is trying to test you now and see how humble are you as an individual. We got a lot of people now who get business. They feel like you can't be humble. Oh, you never, no matter how people come to you, you never substitute yourself for being or not being humble. Man, that is, being humble is very important. Being humble, it sets aside your ego, because ego is going to do nothing but build a wall for you in your business. You only going to get so far.
The attitude, it don't get you nowhere.
It don't get you nowhere, dog. It really don't get you nowhere. So, man, always, help people when you can.
Yes.
Don't let nobody use you now. Don't let nobody use you repetitively. I'm going to say that. But help people when you can. When you can help people, be that godly figure to help somebody, because you just never know what people are going through. And just your advice alone can help them out of a lot of a deep situation. Make sure y'all check us out each and every Thursday, man.
One thing I do want to close out on, though, is for my ladies. Make sure y'all always, I've grown into this too. Stop caring about what a person thinks about what you do, how you feel, how you dress, what your talent may be. You got to be more into yourself, love yourself, and pray for yourself and others, and always be humble.
That's always. For everybody.
And don't always be about $1. Yeah, that's for everybody. And do not always be about $1. I promise you, man, always be about $1.
I was watching the previews. They have the Bad Boys Club coming out, right? Oh, it's out now, I think.
The Hoochie Daddies?
No, I think this is the Bad Boys Club, and it's a bunch of men acting like fucking animals on there. And I just feel like, as a man, it ain't about sexuality. So a lot of people like to throw this sexuality thing. Oh, and I get it 100%. Some people, I always felt like, regardless of your sexuality, a man should be a man, a woman should be a woman. But I am not inside of you to know how you feel spiritually and mentally to make you feel like this is what I want to be. So therefore, I can't condemn you for it. I feel like God is a God of many different things that sometimes we don't motherfucking understand. You know what I'm saying? And that is okay. But I feel like as an individual, there's a certain type of way that you should handle yourself on social media. And to be on social media, feel like I have to be a part of sitcoms and I have to fight or cuss. You see these people on the Housewives, y'all are wealthy. You think I want to argue with a motherfucker and I got money?
Oh yeah.
I don't have time to argue with you. For one thing, let's see if we can go buy this land over here in the woods over here in Georgia, and let's see how we could build some duplexes on that motherfucker and have our people come living up in this motherfucker. And what can we do for our own communities?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have time to be arguing with you, and I know I got some money. I'm gonna go home and sleep good in the bed that's too big for me to even sleep in, for real. But
that's what the people want to see, though.
That's what people want to see. And the first thing they say is,
I don't watch TV for real.
I don't either.
I'm not really into TV. It's like it's I'm trying to learn more about my mentality, the people that I'm around, even the people that's younger than me. Like, ooh, damn, They doing okay, yeah. Listen, learn, ask her questions. So it's like TV has become a distraction.
Yeah,
It is.
To a big form, and then negativity and stuff.
the negativity. And
No lie, real quick. We conversate amongst each other, right? We joke, we crack jokes. We sometimes it's minor malicious things that we say, but when you comfortable with a person and y'all friends, I might say your feet ashy. If I've been knowing y'all, be like, "Oh, why your feet so ashy today?" But guess what? Me and you are comfortable with each other.
Yeah.
You know that I'm not being internally malicious to where I'm really like I'm not like that. So it's like we have to steer away from being so, because it's an energy thing to where it fuels some people to be negative. It will drive you to be negative. And a smile is contagious. So if we switch it from a negative to a positive, it can become more intensely submerged around everybody.
Yes.
I believe that. I'm with you 100%. And ignorance is never a substitute for money. Just because you see a certain person on, they on TV. They at least they on TV. At least they making money. That does not mean that it's a positive light on that community.
I felt so nasty with my very first video, and I can say this now. I was like, "Did you just degrade yourself like that? Did you really want men to see you like that?" And now I look at it like I really want to tell young girls, you don't have to accept certain forms of things because you feel like, oh, it's getting me closer to my career. I would never do a video like that again, and I haven't. Because I feel like I was young, but I feel like I didn't have to take that route. It's okay now. We have regrets sometimes, but
you learn.
You don't, and I learned you don't have to go to that route to like do certain stuff. And I'm happy I learned.
Yeah,
you got to go through things to get to the next point.
Yeah. Because if you don't get it when it's presented to you eventually, especially depending on the field that you're going in, you ain't gonna know how to handle it.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be one of the motherfuckers that's 40 years old and displaying yourself some type of way. Now everybody's like, oh, this old hoe. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that type. But definitely, man, make sure, man, y'all tap in. Check us out each and every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. We appreciate y'all for showing love. And make sure y'all share the video. Always, even after the video, make sure y'all always post positive thoughts, positive energy. I'm sending love and light to everybody that checked in with us tonight. Y'all will definitely see me and Cuzzo again, me and Corin again.
Yes, sir.
And we love y'all, man. Y'all have a good night.